Hello everyone, thanks for tuning in to today's video. We're going to have a look at the weather for the next 10 to 14 days. For today's video, day 10 will take us to the 12th of March. We'll be able to extend out beyond that with the extended GFS and ECM ensembles. They run around a couple of weeks. We'll have a look at CFS-V2 at the end of the video for the next 4 weeks, which will get us well into the last stages of March. I shall get on that for you in a moment. Just say that first video, say on 6 a.m. upload, and we've also released the European Outlook as well, detailed forecast for Europe for the next week, 10 days, so check out those two vids if you'd like that. Like, share, subscribe on the video. Thank you so very much, everybody, for doing that. We had a fantastic live stream last night, so I think that's our big, had 233 concurrent viewers, and I think that is the biggest live stream we've ever done in the month of March. March is normally one of our quieter months on the channel, though absolutely incredible live stream last night. Thank you so much, everybody, for giving us our biggest March live stream in history for GavsWeatherVids. That's amazing. Thank you so very much, everybody, for doing that. And if you didn't see the live stream live, then you can watch it back on catch up. Some very interesting charts and chat included in that live stream as well, so check out the live stream on catch up when you finish with this video if you'd like to do that. Terry Scully's March and spring forecast was released yesterday as well, last night after the live stream, so check that one out too if you would like to do that. Right, hope you're having a lovely Thursday. Let's crack on with the video then. So you're going to start off with Central England temperature. Here we go. Just confirmation. Again, we talked about this in the live stream, but for those that didn't see the live stream, just confirmation again that February CT came out at 6.5 in the end, which was 2.7 degrees above 6.9 average. That follows on from January at 5.2, which was 1.4 degrees above the average. Of course, December was colder than average, and we will be evaluating the GavsWeatherVids winter 2022-2023 forecast in the next few days, probably sometime next week, so watch out for that. March is in for the Thursday. We stand at 5.6, which is just 1.1 of a degree below average. That is provisional for the first day of the month, 1st of March. That's probably going to hold steady around there for the next couple of days, and then that will start dropping as we go through the last stages of weekend and into next week. So I would imagine by this time next week that could be down into the 3s, maybe, possibly even lower than that, possibly even into the 2s by this time next week. It will be interesting to see where that is by the end of next week. These are the GFS upper temperature and precipitation ensembles for next couple of weeks. We're at Swansea today, another suggested location for this part of the video. If you'd like to have a look down or city featured within this part of the video, then please you can ask us through the comments or on our social media channels, or you can email us at GavsWeatherVids@gmail.com, and we're always happy to feature your local town or city. So the red line is a 30-year upper air temperature average for Swansea. Stay up a little bit above average with the upper air temperatures for the next 2 or 3 days, but of course it's under there with high pressure, so down on the surface it remains relatively cool. And then of course we've got the cold spell coming up next week, around 5, maybe 6 days of colder than average temperatures. Some really quite ensemble members appearing now later next week, going down close by 10 at 850 HPA. Then we go into the second week of March and into the middle of the month, and we get lots of scatter. So some of the ensemble members keep it calm even into the middle part of March. The majority of them turn things less cold or milder, but a significant portion there are keeping things cold or maybe turning things briefly milder and then bring the cold back again. So where we go beyond the cold spell, where we go from around to 11th, 12th of March onwards, quite uncertain, and it's not impossible that we could keep the cold going, actually. Precipitation wise, lots of dry weather to come over the next few days. It turns more unsettled though for the second week of March. If it's cold enough, then some of that precipitation will be snow. And then looks quite wet as we run up towards the middle part of the month. Let's have a look at snow row for Swansea. So there are some snow spikes there for the south of Wales from around the 6th through to the 12th of March. Let's go Northampton. See how that looks much more significant there further north into the Midlands and the East Midlands. So where I am, not looking too bad at all, is it? For some snow as we go into into next week and running up towards the middle part of the month. Well. Maybe I'll be snowed in the towers. Wouldn't that be fun? Snow watch will be coming soon, I think. Temperature anomalies from the 2nd to the 10th of March. Going to be below average. A cold average week to come. Not just the UK, but through many parts of Europe, actually. And precipitation anomalies from the 2nd 10th of March. We're looking still more or less average to dry than average, but notice these are trending less dry now. Latest wind from map from Earth, nullschool.net shows that high pressure still dominates the weather, sitting to the north of Scotland, being a lot dry, where that high pressure will be going further northwards, though, up to Greenland over the weekend. That will set up our cold spell. So here we go for the latest UK Met Euro run then. High pressure sitting over to the north and west of the country on Sunday. That high pressure going into a retrograde. It's going to retrogress to Greenland and Iceland through Sunday and pull down this increasingly cold northerly wind. Look at that Tuesday. Low pressure is sat across the north of Europe and down into western parts of Europe as well, in combination with that blocking area of high pressure around Greenland and Iceland. We send the winds into the north and the northeast. We bring much colder air surging southwards across most parts of Europe. That's Wednesday, looking really cold in many parts of Europe as well. Area of low pressure by Wednesday to Thursday, trying to get it off the Atlantic. That's been directed down into Biscay. Might threaten a little bit of snow for more southern and southwestern area, but it looks like that's going to Biscay on the UK, Europe. Of course, it could be further north of that. It could be south of that. It's much too far away to say. But the upshot is we keep those very cold northerly, northeast winds going into the second half of next week with the UK Met. Icon looks like that. Again, high pressure is retrogressing. Retrogressing up to Greenland and Iceland through the early part of next week, allowing these cold northerly winds to plunge southwards across most parts of Europe. Low pressure trying to get in from off the Atlantic there into the second half of next week. That's midday on Thursday. A little bit further northwards with that low pressure. So that's the same load, but UK Met is taking through Biscay around there. The ICOMO has that further north heading into the south coast. So that could bring a snow event to southern parts of England and Wales. By the way, someone's asking who does the Icon, who's behind Icon. It's actually DWD from Germany. GFS midnight run looks like that, with high pressure again sitting over and to the northwest country on Sunday. The high pressure then retrogresses to Greenland and Iceland on Monday. I'm enjoying this with low pressure plunging southwards across the north and west of Europe through the early part of next week. Bitterly cold there in that area of low pressure across the north and west of Europe. And this low could bring snow southwards through more eastern portions of the country around the middle part of next week. Then the low starts heading off in toward Denmark and Germany and Poland, maintains this cold east-northeasterly wind though. And as we go up towards day 10, a ridge of high pressure builds down from the north. That keeps the cold weather going into the weekend of the 11th and 12th March. Low pressure trying to get in from off the Atlantic, coming up against that area of high pressure and the block of cold air. It is struggling, that low, as it comes in to the cold air, will probably bring significant overnight frost. That situation just beyond day 10, 13th March. Again, we see that low pressure really struggling to push in, and again, it's the kind of thing that could deliver some snow across parts of the country. So it's a little bit milder there around the middle part of March, actually probably less cold rather than milder as low pressure begins to move in from the Atlantic, but not for long. That low pressure then is pushing southeastwards through the country, and that just maintains like quite cold, or takes us back to quite cold northerly and easterly winds again actually into second half of March. There is a hint of a Scandinavian high getting going there. Right, this is a precipitation forecast based on that GFS midnight run from the Weather Outlook. So the next few days, going to be lots of dry weather to come, but as we get into weekend, that's when we start seeing the showers begin to appear to the far north of Scotland. Initially just rain showers, but by Sunday those showers start to turn increasingly to snow across Scotland. And then into next week, well, we find that snow, primarily by Monday, is in over Scotland. Wintry showers starting to move further southwards. That's Monday into Tuesday. So then we've got a cold front coming southwards. I think there's an area of low pressure forming along that cold front. So that's bringing quite significant snow southwards through England and Wales, particularly eastern parts of England, the Midlands, for example, during the course of Tuesday, as a low pressure forms along the cold front. Behind that, of course, we open the door to those very cold northerly winds. They bring plenty of snow showers into northern parts of the country. That's Wednesday next week, just looking very cold and wintry by then. Winds in from the northeast, so that'll have a real chill to it. Second half of next week, the snow showers continue suddenly, but they start to ease down a little bit as the ridge starts building through the country within that cold air. Then we got the attack from the Atlantic into the weekends 11th, 12th March, so snow into Ireland and past southwestern parts of England and Wales as well. Look how that low is struggling to get in against the cold air, so a real dump of snow there through some southern and western, southwestern parts of the country. Another low, again struggling to get in on the 13th of March. That brings snow more widely through England and Wales. Goodness gracious me. And beyond that, it starts to turn more towards rain. It turns a little bit less cold for a while with that area of low pressure. That's the 15th of March. But as that one clears away, then the cold air comes back in again. Of course, with very low res time frame now. What a GFS midnight run. As I say, Snow Watch will be coming soon. Just waiting for this to start getting into the time frame of the high resolution models, because these are low res models, you know, GFS for example. So they're for fun. They're just for fun. But it's when the cold weather gets into the time frame of the high resolution models that we start thinking a little bit more about Snow Watch. That will probably be over the weekend, I would have thought. But watch this space. Right, GFS 6 there. Looks like this. Again, the high pressure going into retrogression on Sunday up to Greenland and Iceland. Down comes those northerly, northeasterly winds. Got the cold front coming southwards there through the country, forming that area of low pressure along the cold front. Could bring some snow through Tuesday, Monday into Tuesday across the country. Wednesday looking very cold, slack gradient, so that suggests there could be some quite significant, maybe even quite severe overnight frost around the middle part of next week if we've got snow cover with those slack gradients. And then low pressure having a go at getting in from the Atlantic on Thursday. That's sort of going down into northern parts of France. Might bring some snow into the southern portion of the country, but as that clears through France into Germany, it just reintroduces that push of cold air from the north once again. Into the weekend of the 11th and the 12th of March, under a ridge of high pressure and bitterly cold, with a minus 10 Celsius isotherm through the country, which is quite unusual for so late in the year. And then in the extreme range, we find that milder air starts moving in from off the Atlantic. Has a bit of a struggle, but less so than on the midnight run. However, there is a suggestion of Scandinavian high there, so the cold isn't all that far away. Let's put it like that. This is the precipitation forecast based on that GFS 6 run. Again, remember, these charts are low resolution, and so they're just for fun. They're for a rough guide, but the high res models are what we're looking for when we do Snow Watch, and so that's why we're not quite there yet to do Snow Watch, but will be soon. That's Sunday, so wintry showers into the northern half of the country on Sunday, and then through into Monday. Increasingly, the shower turn to snow across Scotland. Wintry showers coming further and further southwards when we go through into Tuesday, and we've got that area of snow there across eastern parts of the country. Again, that's that little area of low pressure forming on the cold front through Tuesday. That needs watching, I think, on Tuesday. The GFS 6 makes a bit less of it for the midnight run, but I think that does need watching, what's going to happen with that area of low pressure. The low forming on the cold front is more in the North Sea, I think, around Tuesday to Wednesday. But yeah, there is wind shear potential with that, so watch this space. The high resolution bars will firm up on that in the next day or two, I suppose. That's Thursday. That's that area of low pressure zipping across northern parts of France. That brings a little bit of snow into southern parts of the country, and then of course brings those cold northerly winds, snow showers in places, especially around coastal areas and whatnot. Low pressure then coming in off the Atlantic. On the 13th of March, that brings a snow event across large portions of Northern Ireland, England and Wales. And there's that turn more towards rain, but there is more snow on the leading edge of that wet weather around the 15th of March, quite significant snow, but it turns back to rain eventually. All looks very wintry, doesn't it? And then we're into milder air, at least for a while, but of course we've got that high pressure lurking over Scandinavia. If you enjoyed the video, I think this is quite a good one, an interesting video. If you enjoyed it, then please think you like, share and subscribe. Thank you so very much, everybody, for doing that. It does look as though the chances of significant snow next week and in the next week to 10 days are increasing. Please give us a sub if you aren't yet subscribed. We need to put around 4 subscribers to get ourselves to 15.6k. So please give us a sub. Tell friends and family to subscribe. Ding the bell. You'll be notified when we release our weather content and live stream and whatnot. And we're going to have some very interesting videos to come over the next few days, including Snow Watch. GM, again with high pressure over to the northwest of the country on Sunday, going into retrograde, heading up towards Greenland and Iceland. Down comes that cold northerly and northeast wind. That's that area of low pressure that forms along the cold front through Monday into Tuesday, perhaps a little bit more towards the east of us. Oops, we're going backwards, right, we'll go that way. Right, so Wednesday, that low pressure is over Denmark then, and we're into this very cold run of northerly winds. Low pressure zips across northern parts of France, southern England, could bring some snow into far south England second half of next week. Then the GM start pushing in milder air from off the Atlantic on days 9 and 10. And then the ECM looks like that. Again, that high pressure is going into a retrograde through the early part of next week. Retrogression of the high pressure. We find low pressure sinking down the North Sea. There's a cold front with that as well, so could be funny games with that. That's Wednesday, low pressure, quite a deep low pressure just to our east in the North Sea, with a very cold run, or a cold run of northeasterly winds. They could bring some snow with them, and then low pressure starts moving in from off the Atlantic second half of next week. That's the same low that ICOM has going through Biscay. Other models have going into the north of France. ECM has that from Ireland in towards England and Wales. On the northern and eastern side of that area of low pressure, there could be snow. That low pressure clears out into Germany, and we renew the northerly then by Saturday, day 9, and we still look cold and wintry on day 10, which is the 12th of March. This is the precipitation forecast based on that ECM run from Tometeo.com. So showers turning increasingly wintry through the early part of next week. There's that potential for some snow across England and Wales Monday into Tuesday, particularly for more eastern areas. That could give a covering of snow in some areas. Then we've got that area of low pressure coming in from the Atlantic, bringing snow to Ireland, England and Wales there through the second half of next week. Quite significant snow with that. Turns back to rain in the south, stays of snow across Northern Ireland and Northern England. Remember, track of this low could change though, could be further south in the end. And we go back into those cold and wintry conditions again by day 10. This is the option on the table within the ECM ensembles today for day 10. Gets us to the 12th of March. 51 out of 51 members of the ECM ensembles, all of them have blocking up towards Greenland with low pressure coming in off the Atlantic. So cold and wintry, especially so for more northern areas. There is a ridge trying to get going down towards Spain. That wants to bring milder air back to us. In 2 weeks' time, these are the options that we've got. Gets us to the 17th of March. 21 members of the ECM ensembles again with high pressure blocking close to Greenland, low pressure coming through the country, high pressure trying to develop around France. Again, in the north, that could be quite cold still. Southern areas may be a little bit less cold. We've got 16 with low pressure over to the east. South of the country combined with high pressure blocking around Greenland. That keeps us within the cold air. And then we've got 14 with low pressure more to our west and northwest, higher pressure over France. And so that is turning things milder with winds coming up from the southwest. So that's the mildest option. That's the coldest option. And this one, the majority option, is somewhere in between. GFS beaches finally reached a 500 millibar high tolerance, break it down into week periods. The first week period will take us from the 2nd to the 8th of March. Coming week will be dominated by high pressure over to the north of the country. We introduce both cold north and northeasterly winds. Into week 2, which is going to be the 9th to 15th of March, deep trough low pressure across northern and west Europe, high pressure around Spain, low pressure out in the Atlantic, so high pressure towards Spain, trying to bring up milder air from the southwest, but it's probably still quite cold actually, with winds tend to be more from a northwesterly direction. Week 3 will be the 16th to the 22nd of March, with low pressure to our north and northeast, high pressure down towards Spain and Portugal, winds coming in from a northwesterly direction. That could be rather chilling. And then week 4 looks milder today, 23rd to 29th of March. High pressure ridges up from the southwest with low pressure around Greenland and Iceland, about 7 jet stream northwards, and start to turn things milder, and particularly so down the south, maybe even a little taste of spring. I think we'd be ready for it by then. Right, we're done. If you enjoyed the video, please leave your like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so very much, everybody, for doing that. Ding the bell. You'll be notified when we release our weather content. If you do get a subscribe, you will be able to see future weather content. Who wouldn't want to do that? And don't forget to tell your friends and family to subscribe to our channel as well. Spread the word about GavsWeatherVids. We're at a very, very interesting point at the moment, and there's going to be lots of, really quite interesting videos to come over the next few days. Snow Watch is around the corner, I think, and yes, so make sure you're subbed, and you'll be able to see our future weather content, including future Snow Watches. Right, well, that's it for day 10 to 14 day. Now, tomorrow I'm having a root canal at midday. So there will be a 6 a.m. upload to start off with. I'll try and get Jeremy Friday done before I set off. And then we had to wait to see, how I'm feeling through the afternoon into the evening, whether we can do live streams and 10 to 14 day and all of that. If everything goes all right, not in too much pain, then I'll try and get all of the other videos and that done tomorrow. You enjoy the rest of your Thursday afternoon. And for this video, that's all for now. And thanks for watching.